Hello everybody, welcome back to another brand new episode of Taste Test right here on youtube.com/SeanHorseRex, where every Saturday you can watch me try the weird, the wonderful, and the limited edition. If you'd like to see more of it, be sure to scroll down, subscribe, and ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos, and you'll keep up to date with everything that's happening in the world of Taste Test here. Today, we have a big cereal blowout for you this morning or this afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this. 5 cereals, every single one of them I thought I would never see. I was really excited about 4 of them, to be honest. And then a 5th one was like, okay, cool, that'd be a good, fun taste test item. But they were supposed to be out throughout the summer. They weren't out throughout the summer, and I had given up all hopes of seeing them. Finally found 4 of them at Walmart, because 3 of them are Walmart exclusive. And then finally found the 5th one at a Target. The 5 cereals today are... The first 3 are going to be exclusive to Walmart. These are running out quickly. We actually bought the last one of them. Strawberry lemonade, great value cereal. I don't have a great place to put any of these. Cotton candy cereal. This was the box we actually bought the last one of. We also have cinnamon mini donut cereal. Icee cereal. This was the one that I was probably the least excited about, but I'm kind of curious about it because it's cherry and blue ice or blue raspberry. And it says feel the freeze, cools your mouth as you eat. So that'll be interesting to try. And then probably the most unbalanced one on the floor, but the one I'm most excited about, maple brown sugar Chex. So we'll give these a whirl today. I have my trusty mini bowl and then a much fuller gallon of milk than the last time I had milk on the show. Let's start with strawberry lemonade. That one's right here. Limited edition. It was a summer special flavor. I like these kind of the flavors. I think strawberry lemonade is a very summery flavor. I think cotton candy is a very summery flavor. Cinnamon mini donuts, kind of. I guess it's kind of like a fair food sort of thing. If you get the little hot mini donuts that they like make right in front of you or whatever, it's like 105 degrees outside and it's 140 degrees in the tent because all the oil's boiling. You're like, I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad. But let's try this one. Oh boy, I opened that real big. Whew, that is strawberry lemonade. It's a little tart. It's very strongly scented. I think it's more the lemonade than the strawberry, which isn't really all that surprising. Pour just a little bit here. We only need like a bite. That's probably a little bit too much. Try a couple. Ooh, that is tart. Maybe not what I'm looking for. Uh-oh. Okay. Do this. Bop that. Boop. And then almost a disaster. A near disaster. My finger got caught on the spoon handle and it almost took everything out. It's not great out, just like dry. It smells better than it tastes, or smells stronger than it tastes. It's a little tart, but there's more of the like puffed oat, whatever the heck cereal base it is, than the actual flavor. The lemons there. There's not a whole lot else going on. I feel like the milk has muted the flavor. That wasn't really there. Again, stronger smelling. But weirder is that it's made them more... They feel denser. Not great. Not my favorite. Everything's going wrong. Not a good start. Not a good start. Not looking forward to these other two. Strawberry lemonade was is a fun flavor, and that is kind of what I'm looking for when I do these videos. It's like, here's this here's this thing that I already enjoy or like or understand or know. Here's a variant flavor on it that's kind of fun, silly, weird, whatever. It just doesn't have a lot of flavor. Like, I got a lot of the milk flavor when I was eating it, and I was getting a lot of the, what is it? It's got to be like puffed oat or something. Sweetened multi-grain cereal. I got more of that flavor, even just eating it dry. So the lemonade was the more consistent of the two flavors, or the more persistent of the two flavors. And even then, it was still kind of weak. Smells better than it tastes, or stronger than it tastes. And then, for whatever reason, everything else just kind of like got wiped away. So, yeah, it's a weird one. Let's move on to cotton candy. Like I said earlier, this was the final box. I noticed that it was opened. The bag looked okay. So, hopefully nothing too sketchy is happening here. I don't know. Woo, woo, woo. Oh my goodness. That is a real strong scent. Wow. Okay. Ugh. Ugh. First couple were good. I don't know if it was the cardboard that smells bad. Whew. That is some cotton candy, sugary something. Sweetened corn and oat cereal. Okay. I think this one has a bit of a stronger flavor, but much like cotton candy, just is kind of like, it's just sugar. Like, there's a flavor to it, but it's not all that, like, discernible is the word that's coming to mind. It's interesting. Like, that one smells strongly and actually has a pretty decent taste to it, just dry. Pour some milk there. It's kind of there. The milk drowns it out, though. These two cereals have to be different, because this one has a much lighter, kind of fluffier feel to it with the milk. Like, it's absorbing kind of nicely into a pretty good crunch with like a little bit of sog to it. Where the other one just felt like once it hit the milk, it just like stiffened up and got real dense. Must be the difference between multigrain and corn and oat. All right. I would say I like the flavor profile of strawberry lemonade more than I like cotton candy. But I think the cotton candy is the better of the two. I don't think either are particularly strong in their flavor, especially when they hit the milk. But I think the strawberry or the strawberry banana kind of falters in both the dry and the and in milk, not only from a flavor profile but from a texture perspective as well. So I'd give the edge to it's multigrain, so we're gonna probably have the same problem here. I'd give the edge to the cotton candy cereal, though I don't think it's like, oh, it's good for being bad still. All right, cinnamon mini donuts. Strong cinnamon flavor coming out of it. That's what you like to smell. Kind of has that cinnamon donut variant to it, not just cinnamon, but there's a little bit of a second kind of scent texture to it. Oh, these are not good. It's not expired, but there is a rough texture, even just dry, which does not bode well for hitting milk. I'd say this is the best and strongest flavor. Just dry, I think that's a positive for it. However, the texture is a little worrying. It has a really rough texture, and the cinnamon is all but gone. It's there faintly. You can see it in the milk. Like, it's just that coating comes off really easily. The pieces themselves are surprisingly uneven. Some of them, when they hit the milk, they got a little bit tighter and a little denser, a little bit tougher of a bite. Some of them soaked it up pretty okay and led to a more satisfying kind of like soggy crunch, which is kind of where I more prefer it. Not super soggy, but like there's a little bit of like absorption to it. That's the kind of the sweet spot that I like to hit. The cinnamon flavor, though, is just kind of gone, which is weird. I mean, even with something like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you still get a good cinnamon flavor when it hits the milk. This one's just not really getting the spot there. Now, all three of these have had the same problem. I'd still say the cotton candy is probably the best, though I prefer the cinnamon mini donut. I think it has like significant drawbacks that kind of give it like, I prefer one to the other, but I can understand that one of these is distinctly better than the other. Okay, so those are the three great value cereals. Those are available exclusively at Walmart for the summer. They are, I'm gonna guess, for the most part, gone. I was lucky to get the three that I was able to get, and super lucky to get the cotton candy one because that was the last box that I saw, last and only box that I saw of it. They're all kind of misses in their own ways. I think the cotton candy is, like I said, the best. These are not like rush out and grab them worthy. I mean, I like going out and grabbing them because I like the flavors that they picked. I think they're fun flavors that they picked. I think they're interesting flavors that they picked. They hit that really nice spot of, here's this kind of familiar, and here's kind of like the little bit like more on the wacky side, but still appetizing or interesting. But I don't think you're missing out if you never had a shot at them. So they sit in a very weird middle ground of just like, If you get them, you get them. If you miss them, you're not missing out. There you go. Moving on from retailer exclusives, we're going to try two more. One of them was found at Walmart, and that'll be the last one that we try is the Icee one. But we're going to try Chex, and this is one I've been looking for a long time. I saw this announced, and I was like, oh my god, you know what I love? Chex. You know what I also love? Maple brown sugar. What a combination, and if any of the Chex that we've had on the show in the past, specifically the apple cinnamon, are any indication, this should be a very positive experience for me. So we'll see what it is. What I love that Chex does is when they bring out their flavored ones, their flavored varieties, it's only about half that are flavored. I think some people would not like that. I love it. I enjoy it immensely because I think it does a good job of like mixing them. So like this one might look like it actually has all of it on all of them. They just kind of look like they're all like a little sticky, but yeah, I really liked that the apple cinnamon was a half and half rather than full on flavor. Give me a break, you know. Anyway, it would have been too much. And I think if you try to cut it down and do it on all of them, you might not get enough. They know what they're doing, okay, at the Chex place. Ooh, it smells real good. Oh boy, real good. Oh, sorry, I think I bopped the microphone there. Nope, that's a lot. It looks like they are all flavored here. Mmm. Okay, now important to note here, these are the corn Chex variant, which I think is important to note because the corn Chex are a little bit harder naturally than the rice Chex, which means that they only get tougher with the maple. Because I bit into it and I was like, oh, that's really tough. That's a firm Chex. Maple flavor, pretty solid. Smells delicious. It's not overpowering. You still get some of that corn Chex flavor in there. I think it's good. I think it's good dry. Hopefully it'll be good wet. We'll pour one more time. I'm glad that I thought about that too, like making sure, because the apple cinnamon I believe was the rice Chex mixture. And these are appearing to be all covered in maple. And I think they got a good mix. It's interesting, and I'll talk about it in a minute, but it's interesting that I was so complimentative on half of the apple cinnamon being flavored and the half being regular rice. And then kind of questioning like, okay, well, but if you cut it in half and the flavor each of them, the like half the regular and all that, like, would it work? Yeah, it would work because they did it with this, and it works very well. The maple's there, but it's strongly dissipated in the milk. You really get a lot of the milk and the corn Chex flavor. Not as much with the maple. It's there, but it's not as strong as you might expect. It still has a bit of that tougher bite to it, but it's a little bit better because the corn Chex kind of absorb a little bit of the milk, but it's still an odd crunch. That's very interesting. It just doesn't seem like it held up very well in the milk. I didn't talk that long, did I? It just kind of... That was it. Huh. I think this one's pretty easily my favorite. However, I don't think it's all that great. I kind of expected to be like ranting and raving about how good it is and like all this, that, and the other thing, but it's kind of just fine. It's a good mix up if you are tired of eating corn Chex or rice Chex or whatever, and you want something with a bit of a different flavor or a bit of a different texture. But I don't know, the maple just kind of disappears once it hits the milk. It's not the strongest flavor. I feel like maple is a much stronger scent than it is a flavor in the context of like this, because like I think about like maple bars or I think about maple syrup or whatever, and I'm like thinking about things that have solid layers to them. Like there's a lot of syrup on pancakes potentially if you do it that way, or there's a lot of maple frosting on a maple bar, something like that. And I think when you have such a small amount on like a rice Chex, it just kind of doesn't work as well as maybe I thought it would, or maybe it should. It's really interesting. I thought I'd be a lot happier with it. It's still good and definitely the best of what I've had, but it does at the same time feel like a swing and a miss. Very weird. All right, let's try the last cereal in today's Thought I Lost It Forever cereal blowout. Icee Cereal. Feel the freeze. Cools your mouth as you eat cherry. And blue raspberry. I don't really drink Icees. I was going to go drink an Icee when I went and saw Ninja Turtles, but they didn't have the Icee I wanted. So we'll try this. This should probably just be like a spoonful. I'm very interested in the like cools your mouth as you eat it sort of thing. Hello. Thank you. Oh. That smells bad. That is... Oh, God. I don't know. It smells artificial. It smells weird. I do not enjoy that scent. Grab a... Ugh. Yeah. Cherry is such a bad flavor. Huh. Even just eating it dry, you can kind of feel the cooling sensation. That is really weird. It does not taste good. It does not taste good. It does not smell good. Ugh. It smells and tastes chemically, which is maybe the worst thing you can say about food. Oh, I don't even know if I want this in milk. I will soldier on and I will do it for the content. It also looks like some of them are purple. And I don't know if that's because they're mixed together or if that is the one that's like the cooling. But there's definitely a weird sensation in my mouth. There's like a spot that genuinely feels colder than the rest. Ugh. It's just so bad. The taste is so bad. The smell is so bad. Ugh. Okay, real quick. Real quick. We'll get all 5 of these in one bite. Oh my God. That is awful. That is so bad. Oh my goodness. That might be one of the worst cereals I have ever eaten. Yuck. Oh. Okay, well, there you go. There's last place. We did first place and last place back to back. Yeah, there you go. Those are some cereals. I think the Chex might be around. It's a new flavor. The other 3, I'm sure, or the other 4, excuse me, I'm sure are time limited. I don't think the Icee Cereal is going to stick around forever. And we know that the other 3 are, in fact, limited edition items. Nothing I think you need to really go rush out and grab. However, I would recommend the Chex the most of this batch. I would avoid the Icee Cereal at all costs. It is terrible. And then obviously the great values I don't think are run out and grab worthy. But if you see them and you're interested, I don't think you're making a terrible, mistake or anything. I don't think there's, if you get it, I don't think you're going to be like wowed by it. If you miss it, I don't think you've really missed anything. So there you go. The maple Chex, on the other hand, I think are the strongest of the batch, but they're still not what I wanted out of them or as good as I thought they would be. But I still will eat them. So there you go. Have you tried any of these cereals? Are you interested in any of these cereals? If so, you can let me know down in the comments below. You can also let me know if you'd like to see anything specific here on Taste Test. Let me know what that item is. Let me know where to find it. And you might see it on a future episode of Taste Test. How do you make sure that you see those future episodes of Taste Test? That's right. You scroll up a little bit from the comment section. You hit the subscribe button. You ring the bell. And you'll be notified when I post new videos. It's really that simple. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. We'll be back next week with an exciting new episode of Taste Test right here on youtube.com/Shawnosaurus Rex like I am every Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed and we'll see you next week. Bon appetit.